let's take 2 minutes then and talk
Sure.
about a horror film that came out. Until Dawn, which I guess was based on a video game because
Yes,
PlayStation was one of the labels at the front of this.
yes,
What I
yes.
hear is that it doesn't follow the video game at all.
I'm sure that the scenario
The
is
basic
about
premise.
yes,
The basic premise is these people get stuck and they have to survive until dawn to break this. They keep dying in weird ways.
yeah.
Different, there's a guy comes in and takes a pickaxe to them. They get strangled. The witch kills them. Whatever. And if they survive until morning, they break the loop and they leave.
Sort of.
So here's my problem with this movie.
You just have one.
They did not. Okay, so look, they did not screen this for us. Shockingly. So you and I both paid actual cash to see this movie. They take that premise, and if you have that premise, I should be seeing people die over and over and over and over again. And we don't.
Not really, no.
And ready, this is going to sound weird. I am very sad that I did not get to watch those people die over and over and over and over again.
Well, partially because they're not particularly, I don't know if likable is the right word, but you can root against these people rather easily.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, they actually have a thing where they say, oh, by the way, we just forget everything and it's actually been this many days rather than the days we thought it was. And that cuts back on the number of times they get to die. So there were 10 or so times that they have died that we don't ever see, which is a choice.
It is a choice. You are correct. It is the wrong choice.
But yeah, I think that there's something different in this. Well, I don't know if this is different, but I think there are things in the film that the rules aren't exactly spelled out, and at times it feels like that's so they don't have to stick to any rules.
Correct.
And that's problematic for me. There's also the sense of, okay, the setup is this, but what does that have to do with the story? Very little, actually.
Very little.
So there's a lot in this film that doesn't add to what the film actually is, and I think that's again problematic. And I could see how the premise works in the game, and I think that that it could be interesting, and I think you could maybe make an interesting film out of it. But I also think that some of the things that they're doing have already been done.
Yes.
And that makes it less interesting than it could be.
Yeah, there's a little Silent Hill in there. There's a little Groundhog Day. There's a little Happy Death Day. All of which are better than this one, unfortunately. It's just, I mean, this movie kind of begged for a character by character countdown. Like one character survives and is out, and then there were 4. So now you can get down to final girl, but it's final girl. Will she get out? Not will she die? They could have reversed the countdown trope.
Sure. There's I think there are ideas that maybe should have been looked at that weren't looked at. And, again, this comes down to a lot of issues with script and maybe relying too heavily on the video game or having not played it, or not enough. So, I'm not sure that there's probably something in there that could work. But this film just doesn't find it. And yeah.
Yeah, that's sad. It's just not good. So yeah, unfortunately we spend money for that. That's just, man, just
feel free to
over and over again.
Yeah, feel free to skip this one.
Yeah, definitely skip it. It's not good at all. we have other movies coming out at some point that we will be talking about that will hopefully be better.
Yeah, we're
Until
diving
then.
in. We're getting closer into the big releases. We're obviously
Yes.
things are kicking off now. So
And hopefully they kick well. So that's it. Don't forget to like us on social media, follow us, go to the website vsmoviepodcast.com. Links to all of our stuff is there. But until then, that's all we're going to say about Until Dawn.
yeah.
Be good, stay safe. I am Mark. That's Ryan. Bye, Ryan.
See you, folks.
We'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.